Hey freelancers, so are you tired of feast or famine in your business? If so, listen up, this video is for you. First of all, I want you to know that I am a freelance service provider myself, so I am speaking from experience. And I know that we are people pleasers, that we are givers. And while it's a noble pursuit, being of service to others, it's also short-term thinking in your business that will have you stuck in that cycle of feast or famine. Hey everybody, I'm Kate Buck Jr. You're watching the Social Media Pro channel where we teach the business of social media management. And so if you are stuck on that hamster wheel and you want to get off, then keep watching, because in this video, I'm going to walk you through some steps that you can take to even out that cycle of revenue so that you have some consistency and some predictability in your agency business. So you guys, I know what happens, because after more than a decade of being online, this is what has happened to me. And finally, after that long decade, I am putting an end to this cycle myself. But you don't have to spend 15 years figuring it out, because you have the answer right here in this video. In fact, I dare say that you actually already know the answer. You just haven't put it to work yet. So drum roll, please. Here it is. The answer is you need to put yourself on your client roster. That's right. You need to become your own best client. You need to do all the things that you do for your clients already, and you need to start doing them for yourself. Whether that's putting yourself in your project management system, carving out some time in your calendar, and a few other steps that I'm going to walk you through in this video, so that you consistently have new prospects booking discovery calls with you, moving into audits and strategies, and then coming on board for done-for-you services. As much as you care about your clients and as much as you care about others, it's time that you start caring about yourself more and putting yourself and your business first. It also might be a little bit painful, because you'll have to forego the short-term revenue for the long-term vision sometimes. So this might mean turning down a client that will take time away from you marketing your business, where you could bring on the right client if you just did your marketing a little bit longer. Before I tell you the steps, I want to tell you a little story of Ryan and Kate. It's a fable of sorts, and it starts all the way back in 2010 when there were two people, one named Ryan Stewman and one named Kate Buck Jr. Both started out selling social media strategies to clients and selling social media services. But the difference is, somewhere along the way, Ryan figured out of his own frustration of not being able to scale his business and grow his business the way he wanted to, that there must be a better way. Brian took a departure, and he did one thing differently than Kate Buck Jr., and that is that he began posting on his social media profile 1 post per day, every day for the last decade. Now that post probably took him 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes a day. And while it doesn't seem like a lot, the cumulative effect of that consistency over time is that Ryan has built a multi-million-dollar business where, guess what? He still gets to be of service to others. He still is someone who cares about other people, gives value, and takes care of his clients. But he did it by building his business first, and then helping others build theirs. And in and of itself, right there is the key. While Ryan was consistently posting his 1 post a day, it's been amazing to watch from the sidelines as he's grown his Apex Mastermind and his whole business. But that's just it. That's basically the moral of the story here. Kate could have spent 10, 15, 20 minutes a day making her own post, and it is what she was telling other people to do and actually doing for her clients that was actually growing dozens and dozens and dozens of clients' businesses. This video is about just that. No matter where you are in your business, if you're just getting started today, or if you've been at this for the double digits of years like I have, they say the first best time to plant the tree was yesterday and the next best time is today. I'm sure I just butchered that entirely. But no matter where you are, you want to start today. And that's the decision that I made. Now, I want to walk you through the steps that it takes to really make that pattern interrupt where you do become your own best client. Step one is to start with a marketing audit. So if you're going to treat yourself like your own client, then maybe you want to have one of those conversations where you talk to yourself in the third person. Hi, Kate, how are you? Nice to meet you. Well, what can I help you with today? Yes, well, I'd like to start marketing my business online, but I'm not really sure how to get started. Great, tell me about some of your goals and objectives. Great, and then answer the questions. If you have a process that you walk people through for a consultation and a client discovery, then take a Saturday workday, walk yourself through that process from start to finish. So I do a consultation where I get clear on goals and objectives. I then send the client an audit questions sheet that they can answer and fill out all the information that I need to know in order to complete a strategic audit and and social media plan for them. So you would want to fill that sheet. I would want to fill that sheet out for myself. And then I have a very effective social media strategy template that I use and teach in my Social Strategist Pro course, where you can go out and do a marketing audit for yourself. You can do your own competitor research, you can do your keyword and topic research. And by the way, if you guys have questions about that, check out socialstrategistpro.com because I teach my exact system and process for that in there. Step number 2 is to evaluate your resources. So now that you have this plan that says if you had all the money and all the time and all the resources in the world, what you would do, now you need to look at where can you start, okay? So where you want to start is what resources do I have now? And what resources do I need to get so that I can start this now? And take your plan and chunk it down into phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Okay, because it's just like when you start at the gym. You're not gonna go on day 1 and do the hardest exercises and get a total and complete body workout in that just annihilates you. You're likely not gonna do the same with your content marketing. You know, day 1, you're not gonna have everything. So like phase 1, can you do 1 YouTube video per week? That's what you're looking at right here, right now. Can I record 1 YouTube video per week and dial in the process? I promise you it sounds really strange, but even if you've been doing this for clients, it's a whole different ballgame when you start to do it for yourself. The amount of time it takes to set up the camera and test the microphone. This time we got the audio wrong. That time I got the video wrong. What's the scripting process looks like? What are the 8 different treatments that I want to try in post-production to get the editing right? So maybe you start with one thing and then you layer on more and more things that you want to do in your strategy as you complete one thing and do that one thing and get it perfected the way that you want it. Do you need somebody to help you edit video? Do you need a freelance graphic designer? There's services for this like managed outsourcing like Scalewind. You can get one-off help on sites like Fiverr. You could contact an agency that does media production, depending all these different ways and solutions depending on your budget. The next step that's really important, I mentioned this at the beginning, is to block off the time in your calendar. So what I went through and did is blocked off large chunks of time. I used the black color coding in my calendar to let my team and people booking appointments for me know that I am not available during those times. I record 2 days a week, and then those times are blocked off for the few hours, so that way I don't get booked calls or anything like that. And be sure to leave enough time to do a bit of switch tasking. Even before I started recording this video, I had just been on client calls, so I just needed a few minutes to not only set up the studio, but change my brain from client brain to YouTube brain. Block that time off for yourself. Besides just creating the video, if you're going to need to, manage the production because you're working with an outsourced company or posting it to social media, just make sure you actually have that time scheduled in your calendar to do those tasks, because if you don't actually block off the time, then you're going to fill up your calendar with other things, and then your marketing will get pushed to the back burner like it always does. And you gotta stay committed to that. You gotta actually honor what you put in your calendar and do it, just do it.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it!
So step 4 is to be consistent and be the change. I had this realization the other day in our social media manager Facebook group with almost 60,000 social media professionals. One of the chief complaints is that they don't get enough content from their clients to be able to use to market their business, which is a really funny predicament to be in when we're not creating enough content for ourselves to market our businesses on social media. And why? Because everybody gets busy in operations and no one sets aside enough time or is as committed as they should be to marketing. And that's why it's important for you to be the change. Because this way, when you are talking to clients, you can show them that it is challenging, but it is possible because you've done the work, you are doing the work, and so they can do the work too. So to recap, as you guys know, I get it. I've lived the world of the cobbler's kids have no shoes for a really long time. And listen, I don't judge a social media or a marketing professional by what their personal profiles or even their agency profiles look like. I think that's misguided. I definitely look to see what their client work and their client execution looks like, because I know what it's like to have our head down. I know the fun times when our roster is full and we're working full time and developing amazing creatives for our clients. And when we have wins for them, how fulfilling it feels. But I can tell you, even just after 1 month of doing this work myself and being super committed to it, like with the same strategy and the same process that I do for clients, it has been extremely rewarding and fulfilling for me personally and also professionally. My inbox is flooded with requests for clients who want discovery calls, proposals, and who want to see my rates in one sheet. So this is possible for you too if you just follow the 4-step formula. Do your own social media audit and strategic plan, evaluate your resources and gather together what you need in order to implement your plan. Put it into your calendar and stick to it like your business depends on it, because it does. And lastly, remember, be the change that you wish to see in your clients. Well, that's it for me today, you guys. If you liked this video and you want to see more of it, subscribe to the channel and support my efforts to do exactly what we were just saying in this video. And if you want to get more intimate with us and learn more about Social Media Pro, I recommend you check out the socialmediapro.com/blog, where we have tons of free content on everything you need to know about managing your social media agency. Drop your email address in there if you want to get regular updates from us. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.